Be sure to line tools very well through the slot provided at the bottom of the wheel well so that you can get to the two top nuts. Very important when reinstalling. Use your finger to start the nut before screwing on. Hello and welcome. Removing and replacing the rear struts in the 2009 Mitsubishi Outlander. This method will work for 2007 to 2011 and maybe beyond. Let's go along. We will do this within 30 minutes. Jack the vehicle up and secure on jack stand. Remove the wheel through the slot provided at the bottom of the wheel well. Remove the two 14mm nuts that holds the studded bolts onto the subframe. Remove the 17mm nut on the bolts that hold the bottom of the shocks to the control arm. Use some penetrating oil and be ready to heat this up. It might be rusted due to the element. Place a wrench on the head of the bolt while unscrewing the nut on the other side. If the bolt is rusty and wedged in there very well, do the forward and backward turns so that you don't break the head. To keep the shocks from spinning, grab the top of the shock with a vise and undo the 17mm nut at the top. Take note of which direction the washer faces. Remove the top washer, remove the cap, remove the bottom washer and the rubber boot. Unstrap the new shock. Remove the top nut from the new shock. Install the rubber boot. Be careful not to push it past the bottom stopper. Reinstall the bottom washer, reinstall cap and the top washer, reinstall the new top nut. Finish tightening to spec. Line up the shock for the bottom bolt. Reinstall bottom bolt. Go ahead and tighten to spec. Line up the top two studs to the two holes in the subframe very well. And then jack up the control arm. Start the two 14mm nuts by hand first. Now tighten the nuts to spec. Replace the interior trim, lower the jack on the control arm, and replace the wheel. Repeat the exact same thing on the other side. Start by removing the lower bolts on the strut, and then move into the interior of the car to remove the two nuts on the studs that connects the strut to the body of the car. Hold the very top of the strut with a vise and remove the nut on the top. Take the cap off. Remove the washer and slide the rubber off. Slide the rubber onto the new strut. Be careful not to push it past the stopper. This is too far. If you have done this, push it back up. There you go, gently does it. Reinstall the lower washer, then the cap, and then the top washer. Hand start the top knot, and then vice grip the top and tighten. Remove the vise and begin the process for installing the bolt at the lower side of the strut. That might include spraying it with some WD, some penetrating oil, or adding some anti-seize grease. Line up the top two studs to the two holes in the subframe very well, and then jack up the control arm. Start the two 14mm nuts by hand first. Use magnet where possible so you wouldn't drop the knot in that small compartment. Can you do me a huge favor? A lot went into putting these videos together, even though it may not appear that way. Pause the video right now. You won't lose where you are in the video. Please press the like button. That's the thumbs up right below the video. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now tighten the nuts to spec. Replace the two plastic trim covers. Replace the tire. Jack the car up to remove the jack stand and lower the vehicle. And we are done. This was done within 30 minutes. Please, if this has been helpful to you, please like, share, and subscribe. It will cost you nothing if you subscribe or like the video. Once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.